back to the channel, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope race season's going good. So today we're going to talk about boost is just a number. How many times have you wondered, how does somebody learn to tune 90 pounds of boost, 100 pounds of boost? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. And like most things in life, it's so simple nobody believes it. You don't learn to tune 90 pounds overnight, of course. But you learn to tune 5 pounds, you learn to tune 10 pounds, you learn to tune 20, 30, before you realize you figured out how to tune 90 or 100. The main trick is having a motor that is strong enough to be able to get there in the first place. That's an expensive endeavor. But once you have gotten to where you can tune 5 or 6 pounds, let's say a Honda, without blowing it up, or you're 15 pounds, or you tune an Evo and you're 25 pounds on pump gas with a 9-to-1 compression motor, or maybe like I used to do back in the day, you're trying to run 30 on pump gas. Once you've figured out the relationship between ignition timing, air fuel, and indicated knock, or you have a dyno and you've crept up on the timing and you can see what MBT is, you've learned to tune 90 or 100 pounds. Boost really truly becomes irrelevant. The airflow number in pounds per minute going into the turbo, if it was accurately calibrated through a real mass airflow sensor, not just a calculation based on mass of fuel used versus duty cycle and such, which isn't inaccurate, but that's a completely different subject. At any rate, the more you put into something, you're gonna see a relationship real fast. Let's go to a data log. We're gonna kind of go over this. This happens to be Jeff Bush's car. So right here, if you look, he's on the two-step. He's getting ready to make a pass. 4,600, 18 pounds. It's methanol, so the O2 shows 8.9. We're 10 degrees of timing. Seems pretty typical for a DSM-based 4G63. We already know how this works. Now, as we start to ramp up, 5,700, 27 pounds of boost, 8 degrees of timing. You're going to see a relationship here that you're very, very familiar with already if you've ever tuned a DSM. Add a little bit more, 6,500, 9 degrees, 36 pounds. Your timing curve continues to go up. Now we're 7,300, 11 and a half. Oh, but the boost is almost 47. Now, 55 pounds of boost, 8,500 RPM, 14.3 degrees. So this is where having a foundation, having a block that can physically handle it, a head gasket program that can keep it sealed, this is where, to run the boost, you have to have the hardware. But when you look at the electronic side, 9,600, 15 degrees, what does that timing curve look like to you? To me, it looks like pump gas. It looks like a standard curve. All we've done is added boost. Not necessarily earth-shattering secrets, but when you figure out how to make it all stay together, now we're at 64 pounds of boost, 10,000 RPM, 15.3. AM Series 2 numbers can vary a little bit, so it's not necessarily real because of things like drift, spark latency. That number could be higher depending on your ECU. Now we're 11,000 RPM, still about 15 degrees, 65 pounds of boost. Let's fast forward to third gear here. 9,600, 68.5 pounds of boost. Realistically, still in this engine's happy spot, 15 degrees. Now, does that mean that this timing map is going to work for you? Of course not. Is this boost numbers going to always equate to this timing? Of course not. But do you see the connection? Do you see how it works? I talk nonchalantly about running 70 pounds of boost. The timing numbers that I would run at 30 are the same that I would probably run at 70. But It's relative to hardware. It's relative to the turbo. It's relative to back pressure. A few things that you're not going to see in this data log. You're not going to be able to tell what's going on. Those that see the fuel pressure line there in the middle trace, the sensor was wigging out. We didn't learn this till later. This particular log's from 2016, I believe. Oh, 2017 it says in the corner. At any rate, we knew it wasn't real, so we were still running. And car ran 760 on this pass. 757 possibly. It ran pretty fast. Anyway, getting back to the subject. Is boost just a number? To me it is, because you could just as easily kill the motor at 18 pounds of boost because of too much timing, not enough octane, the wrong air fuel. Heck, even on methanol, if we were on the wrong side here, we could have melted a piston, we could have torched a cylinder head. You still have to know how to tune, but once your hardware supports the boost, tuning boost isn't really anything to be concerned with. It's like being a surfer, going out in the water, knowing there's sharks there, but when you have fun, what are you thinking about? The waves, the surfboard, the sun. You're not thinking about the sharks. Sharks could get you, sure, but you put those aside. Or you're on a snowboard. Avalanche could get you. Sasquatch could get you, right? But when you're focused on what you're doing, you're just having fun. Tuning a car isn't too much different. There are a lot of potential dangers. But when you have everything set up to work with you, i.e. the head gasket, the connecting rods, the oiling system, the clearances, the bearing clearances, the octane, all of that, when it comes together, all of a sudden you can get away with quite a lot. You put the boost out of your mind, you just keep turning it up till you run out of turbo. We've talked about back pressure before, EMAP, its effect on VE. That becomes a consideration for sure. This particular car, I don't have it in the data log, but it was still under 1-to-1. It had enough housing that it was getting away with it. So we could continue to put boost into the motor, make power, and run down track. One of the reasons that this particular car set records, it was able to break records. It was the first car to run faster than John Shepherd, a record that stood for 10 years. Really is a testament to John Shepherd and his program and his tuner that they were able to do this in 2006, and we weren't able to beat that record till 2016. And later in 2017, we ran even lower times, got down into the 7.3s. The reason? Lots and lots of boost. But don't let boost necessarily concern you. If you know that everything else is there, you can do it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, please smash the like button. If you like the content of this channel, consider subscribing. If you know somebody that might like this, share it with them. And if you want updates when new content comes out, click on the bell icon and it'll be an automatic notification. Hope everybody's doing good. Take care. We'll see you later.